In this video, we're going to explore the new Conic tool introduced in version 8 of MPanel InSite. The new tool is on the shade sails page, and we can see here just to the right of the trysail we have the new Conic. Now the procedure to add a Conic: first we have to add the poles, same as we did with shade sails. There is a difference between shade sail poles and Conic poles in that with the shade sail we added 4 poles for a quad sail or 3 poles for a trysail. The Conic tool allows us to draw a structure with an undefined number of poles. So we'll go through the procedure here, follow the normal process for adding poles. This will be approximately the middle pole. These are not perfectly placed. At this point we've finished adding poles. I can right click to exit that, and the next step in the procedure is to click the down arrow on the Conic, and we need to now define the poles that we're going to use. So we select the Conic poles, and we're first prompted to select the Conic center pole, so that's our reference pole, and then from there we select poles in a clockwise direction. Once we finish selecting the last pole, again, unlike the way we would with quad sails where the sail is automatically added, we now have to again select the down arrow and add a membrane. And there's the membrane now added. Now at this stage all of the poles are the same height. So I'm going to rotate the model around a little so we can see all of these poles are the same height. And first I'll select the outside poles, holding the shift key down so I can select multiple poles. And I'm going to use 2.5 meters, and I might set the diameter of the poles to perhaps a 165 millimeter. Commit changes, and then the center pole, we'll make this a 6 meter pole and a 220 millimeter diameter. Note that it's got a 0 lean angle. We're assuming it's going vertically, and commit changes, and there is our Conic structure. Now we'll just deal with a single Conic at this stage. If we select the cone, we can, as we have in the past, change the fabric. We can also open up the Conic properties, and you can see here the ring diameter, which is the bail ring at the top, is currently 1 meter. It's also 250 mil down from the top. Now all of these settings are set in the project defaults, where all of the other defaults are set. We also have the ability to connect these Conics to walls. We have a corner link length here of default of 300 millimeters, approximately a foot, and that is the link length here, and it's the same for all connections, for all perimeter posts. We have the option to fix all edges, so if I commit changes here, that would represent a Conic with a perimeter frame of beams around the outside. Typically this might be a gutter beam of some sort to allow for water collection. Again, if I select the Conic and undo that, commit changes. Now one other feature which is quite different to our normal sails is the ability to change the shape of the Conic, what we call a shape factor. This is effectively changing the stress in the fabric to affect the shape. Now the default is 100%, so we can go as much as 50%, and you'll see the shape is much steeper, and as high as 150%, to make it as tight as possible along the sides, so the least amount of shape. So the default again is 100%. The dip span percentage is the same as we have with shade sails, which defines the amount of dip on the sides compared with the span as a percentage. Now I'm just going to move this conic a little bit. For those of you not aware of this tool, I can go to the ground image and move the model, and it will actually select the whole model. I'm just going to move it up a little bit and then go back to our shade sail page. I'm going to add a wall over here, and I'll add another pole. And let's rotate this around so that we can see. Again, I'm going to use the select conic poles. We select the center pole first, and then clockwise. And we're going to share the same poles as the original conic. Now once again, the center pole is still the same height as the poles before, so we'll once again make this a taller pole. Let's look at this from front view. Now we have the option to connect a conic to where there is a wall as part of the conic structure. We can actually adjust the wall offsets, so the left part of the wall and the right part of the wall. So if I were to make this 300 millimeters, you'll see the connection to the wall has moved in from the end, and I can select the wall and change the height of the wall, and that will affect both sides of the wall. Let's now connect the conic as a fixed edge to the wall. And then finally we're going to join these two conics together. So in the merge join tool, we now join conics. The first conic we choose will define the link lengths and heights for the joining pole. Select conic 1 and then number 2, and you can see immediately the links have swiveled into the new position for the new force balance shape. We can connect up to 2 conic structures together. Any changes to this conic, for example, if we change the shape factor to perhaps 125%, you'll see it will affect this conic as well. As with the other shade sail tools, we can move these connection points. So if I select this pole, if I wanted to move this out, make it a little bigger, I can select the pole, move the pole, and everything moves out. As before, we have the information on this conic here, so we can see the perimeter meters, 49 meters of perimeter, so it's for the steel cable, and the area of the sail. So this is actually the fabric area, this is the projected area looking down, and below that is the sight area, which is the area defined by the base of each of the perimeter posts. We hope you enjoyed this powerful new feature and look forward to working with you on your projects. Thank you for watching. For more information, please contact support@mpanel.com.